let's take a trip to Russia and talk about how Russia is banning all countries who recognize gay people from adopting Russian children.
Oh yeah.
Ru Russia, well, actually, this is past tense. Russia has banned Sweden and all countries that recognize gay marriage and affords adoption rights to gay families from adopting Russian orphans. Because apparently having no parents is better than having two loving gay parents. But, you know, Russia is seeking compromise with this country and other countries, with Sweden and other countries. They say that they'll let them adopt Russian children, but um, the only under the condition that anyone who adopts a Russian child must be basically screened to make sure that they're a heterosexual couple, and that homosexual couples would be banned from adopting Russian children. Sweden, luckily, at this point, is not willing to make that compromise. But anyway, a gay adoption ban is something that was signed into law by Vladimir Putin back in July to ensure, and this is the way he put it, to ensure a harmonious and full upbringing for children of adoptive families. Now, last month, a Russian lawmaker proposed another law going so far as to deny gay parents in Russia from gaining custody of their children or retaining custody of their children. This would make, quote, the fact of non-traditional sexual orientation, end quote, a basis for taking away a parent's custodial rights. The author of the bill said that gay, quote, propaganda needs to be banned not only in the streets and in the public, but in the home as well. They haven't gone and they haven't signed this into law yet, but this just, you know, it reflects deeper into the enormous homophobic wave that's just rushing over, no pun intended, Russia right now.
Look, this is backwards. This is so incredibly backwards. I
Isn't it
mean,
though?
the whole thing about homophobia is just it's such a backwards way of thinking. Like, oh my God, those gay people, they're gonna make the kids gay. But the thing is that where did the gay people come from? If they, a lot of them had straight parents. Are you gonna blame the straight parents for creating gay people?
What if it's a
Look,
little?
their logic makes no sense.
Their
It's
logic makes no sense for a couple of different levels. First of all, nobody adopts Russian children. They all order Russian wives. Like like
Oh,
I don't
that's terrible,
understand.
man. That's terrible.
No,
You're a
but
bad person.
I am a bad person. But no, this is this is just Vladimir Putin is a lot like Dick Cheney, in my opinion. Like Vladimir Putin was out of power for a while, and to get back, and he recently got back into power. And in order to shore up his base, he's pandering a lot to the religious people, and that reminds me of Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney is a total corporate sellout. He's not. I don't believe he's a super religious person, like in general. I believe that he is a corporate robot Darth Vader, and but they pander to the religious base because that's like 30% of every country is your ultra religious people,
Right.
and that's basically what Vladimir Putin's doing. Like I don't like he's former KGB. Like he's trying to just increase his power. Like he has no. Like I don't know if he himself hates gay people or anything, or if he even believes that. I just know he's trying to shore up his base, and it's as disastrous as somebody who like actually hates gay people. As far as not letting your kids get adopted, I would way rather have gay kids be adopted by have kids be adopted by gay parents than gay kids should be adopted too. But kids be adopted by gay parents then be under the control of the state of Russia, which is under the control of Vladimir Putin. So like
Absolutely. Definitely agree. I think that pretty much under any circumstance, having two gay parent or even one gay parent, I mean, aren't single people allowed to adopt children?
Not if
Anyway,
they're men.
oh, um,
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
but yeah, one or two loving parents, gay or not, it doesn't matter. It's better, to have someone that a child have someone than have no one and remain an orphan and not be adopted by anyone. That's just
And,
terrible.
and
And we see.
the thing is that these people who are trying to ban this gay parents from adopting children, they're all like, well, we're protecting the children. We want to protect the children from these people. You're not doing anything for the children. You are hurting the children by denying them parents, loving parents, perfectly
Yeah,
fine,
and I
loving
wonder,
parents.
what are you protecting them from? I mean, like you said, gay children, gay people are born to straight parents all the time. In
Oh,
fact,
but they're
it usually,
protecting them from gay.
From gay
yeah.
propaganda. No,
Right. And you don't expect this type of backwards, I mean, this is way backwards. You don't expect this people, I don't think, expect this type of thing from, a pretty civilized country in 21st century, that has not had this kind of legislation before. It's just such an enormous leap backwards.
and I got news for Vladimir Putin. Like he's trying to work out a weird like half measure with like other with these countries that they'll let straight people in those countries adopt gay kids, but not gay people. Like I got news for him. The people who voted, who all changed their mind in like those other actually first world countries, were mostly straight people that changed their minds. Like even if you give them to a straight parent in like Switzerland, like they're probably gonna teach their kid not to hate gay people. Like statistically, so it doesn't make any sense from that standpoint, and it also doesn't make any sense because we've seen the studies that gay parents, because they're gay parents are 100% like adopted parents, or at least 90% they adopt. They're better parents because they actually want to have children.
Right.
Like
It,
there's no
there's
like
no accidental
accident.
births.
Right. Well, accidental pregnancies. I don't know anybody who had an accidental birth.
Right.
But yeah, they're like gay parents, just like most adopted parents, are statistically better parents because in order to adopt in general, you have to have like a stable job, you have to go through background
You have to
checks and
jump
all
through a
that.
lot of hoops. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's people who really want to have children. Like, I mean, there are exemptions. Michelle Bachmann has 20 something foster children. There are exemptions to, bad parents that adopt, but in general, people who adopt want children and they raise them better. And in general, gay people have more disposable income, so well, at least in this country. So it just doesn't make sense. It's just to shore up his religious base.
I think this whole gay thing is a distraction for Vladimir Putin for trying for first of all the bad Russian economy, because they're not doing great over there, and then Vladimir Putin trying to consolidate more and more power. And so you throw out this red meat social issue to the base, you get them riled up, you get them on your side so that they can ignore all the other bad things that are happening in their society. I mean, keep it real. That's I'm almost 100% sure that that's why he's pivoted to this suddenly this very anti-gay agenda.
And Vladimir Putin is a really, like, he is a dangerous dude. Like he's former KGB, and when he was elected, or like when he was the president the first time, he might be a prime minister, I don't remember. But when he was the leader of Russia the first time around, like he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna, take you out of the old ways and all that." Like, he was change. He was the change guy,
Oh, are
right?
you saying that he was the Obama of Russia?
Yeah, basically, but he like ran Russia into the ground, right? But weirdly, because there, I forgot what the other guy's name is. I don't know anything about. I hate
Dmitry
Russians.
Medvedev, I think, is the
Dmitry
guy who
Medvedev.
became the prime minister after Putin.
Right. So then that guy comes into office, and then Vladimir Putin comes back as the guy who's going to restore you to back to like the old way. So if you think about how the campaigns work, it's Vladimir Putin was Obama, and then he was Romney, because Romney was like, we're gonna take America back from Obama's fundamental change, and now he's like Dick Cheney.
That's horrible.
It is, and like,
That's like
and
a
he's,
de-evolution.
but he's a dangerous guy. He will do whatever it takes, change whatever position to
In order to
become,
get power. Yeah,
yeah,
this is all about power, and
yeah.
especially this whole anti-gay thing. Like I said before, it's about him trying to consolidate his power with the religious fundamentalists over
And
in Russia.
it's about getting people out of the streets. Like that's what everything is. He doesn't want protests or anything. It's really about enhancing his power. So like it's terrible for gay people. It's terrible for gay rights overall. It's terrible for all people really, and human rights. But it's really about Vladimir Putin trying to get more power for Vladimir Putin.
That's what it all comes down to, unfortunately. And there it is. And how many more, and you just got to wonder how many people are going to get crushed on his way to power. And it seems like, more and more people, especially the gay community, because face it, the gay community is always targeted in these kind of power grabs. Because,
Right.
they're the ones that,
Well, it depends.
Target.
They're an easy target historically, but it also depends on which side, on which power base you're trying to rally, right? Like if he was like, I mean, there's always this joke that there are the old Russians that were like poor during the communist era, but they still complain that bread used to be free, right? Even though they had to wait online. So there's always going to be people. There's always like weird, like backwards bases to pander to. It's just the religious base is usually like 30% of any like country in general. It's a solid 30% that will stick with you no matter what.
It's the religious fundamentalists that are the source of this homophobia, and so that's what he's feeding into. So definitely, religious fundamentalism is a source for this madness, and Vladimir is just a perfect man to drive it. Yeah.
He's exploiting it, simply.
Yes.
Simply put, he's exploiting the fears of people as a distraction. It's a distraction.
Absolutely.